China has approved the construction of what will be the world's largest hydropower dam, kicking off an ambitious project on the eastern rim of the Tibetan plateau that could affect millions downstream in India and Bangladesh. The dam, which will be located in the lower reaches of the Yarlung-Zangbo River, could produce 300 billion kilowatt-hours of electricity annually, according to an estimate provided by the Power Construction Corp of China in 2020. That would more than triple the 88.2 billion kWh designed capacity of the Three Gorges Dam, currently the world's largest in central China. The project will play a major role in meeting China's carbon peaking and carbon neutrality goals, stimulate related industries such as engineering, and create jobs in Tibet, the official Xinhua news agency reported on Wednesday. A section of the Yarlung-Zangbo falls a dramatic 2,000 meters, 6,561 feet, within a short span of 50 kilometers, 31 miles, offering huge hydropower potential as well as unique engineering challenges. The outlay for building the dam, including engineering costs, is also expected to eclipse the Three Gorges Dam, which cost 254.2 billion yuan, $34.83 billion. This included the resettling of the 1.4 million people it displaced and was more than 4 times the initial estimate of 57 billion yuan. Authorities have not indicated how many people the Tibet project would displace and how it would affect the local ecosystem, one of the richest and most diverse on the plateau. But according to Chinese officials, hydropower projects in Tibet, which they say hold more than a third of China's hydroelectric power potential, would not have a major impact on the environment or on downstream water supplies. India and Bangladesh have nevertheless raised concerns about the dam, with the project potentially altering not only the local ecology, but also the flow and course of the river downstream. Critics say the world's largest hydroelectric dam in China, called the Three Gorges Dam, is a very huge infrastructure project that is affecting the spin of Earth, according to IFL Science. The dam, located in central China's Hubei province, is spread across the longest river in Eurasia, the Yangtze River. It uses the flow of water from 3 nearby gorges, Kutangxia, Wuxia and Xilingxia, to spin turbines and generate electricity. The dam was first found to have earth-shifting capabilities in 2005, when U.S. space agency NASA discovered how the rotation of our planet was affected by the 2004 catastrophic Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami. In its blog, NASA explained how changing the distribution of mass on Earth can have a very small influence on the planet's moment of inertia. Similarly, the spin of Earth can be impacted following an earthquake due to the motion of the tectonic plates, the space agency said. According to NASA, this is what happened in 2004 after the earthquake in the Indian Ocean. The scientists found that the mass distribution on Earth was altered by the earthquake, and the length of a day was decreased by 2.68 microseconds. Also read U.S. scientists demonstrate revolutionary method to deflect asteroids using nuclear explosion. Experts explained that a massive shift of water can also change the spin of Earth. According to IFL Science, in a 2005 post, Dr. Benjamin Fong Chao, a geophysicist at NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center, explained that the giant Chinese dam is able to hold 40 cubic kilometers, 10 trillion gallons of water. By his calculation, this shift of mass would increase the length of a day by 0.06 microseconds and move the pole position of Earth by about 2 centimeters. It's not much, even compared to the marginal effect of giant earthquakes, but it's fairly significant for a human-made structure, the outlet said. Further, it noted that humans are influencing the rotation of our planet in other ways too. It said that a similar effect is currently being caused by climate change and its impact on Earth's mass distribution. With the increase in temperatures and melting of polar ice caps, as well as the rising of tropical seas, more mass has gathered at the equator of the planet in comparison to its poles. This is slowing the spin of Earth and leading to slightly longer days. China has approved the construction of what will be the world's largest hydropower dam, stoking concerns about displacement of communities in Tibet and environmental impacts downstream in India and Bangladesh. The dam, which will be located in the lower reaches of the Yarlung-Tsangpo River, could generate 3 times more energy than the Three Gorges Dam, currently the world's largest hydropower plant. Chinese state media has described the development as a safe project that prioritizes ecological protection, saying it will boost local prosperity and contribute to Beijing's climate neutrality goals. Human rights groups and experts, however, have raised concerns about the development's knock-on effects. Among them are fears that the construction of the dam, first announced in late 2020, could displace local communities, as well as significantly alter the natural landscape and damage local ecosystems, which are among the richest and most diverse on the Tibetan Plateau. China has built several dams in Tibetan areas, a contentious subject in a region tightly controlled by Beijing ever since it was annexed in the 1950s. Activists have previously told the BBC that the dams are the latest example of Beijing's exploitation of Tibetans and their land. Mainly Buddhist Tibet has seen waves of crackdowns over the years, in which thousands are believed to have been killed. Earlier this year, the Chinese government rounded up hundreds of Tibetans who had been protesting against another hydropower dam. It ended in arrests and beatings, with some people seriously injured. They had been opposing plans to build the Gangchuo Dam and hydropower plant, which would displace several villages and submerge ancient monasteries with sacred relics. Beijing, however, said it had relocated and compensated locals and moved the innocent murals to safety. In the case of the Yarlung-Tsangpo Dam, Chinese authorities have stressed that the project would not have major environmental impact, but they have not indicated how many people it would displace. The Three Gorges hydropower dam required the resettlement of 1.4 million people. Reports indicate that the colossal development would require at least 420 km long tunnels to be drilled through the Namcha Barwa mountain, diverting the flow of the Yarlung Tsangpo, Tibet's longest river. Experts and officials have also flagged concerns that the dam would empower China to control or divert the flow of the Trans-Border River, which flows south into India's Arunachal Pradesh and Assam states and onwards into Bangladesh. A 2020 report published by the Lowy Institute, an Australian-based think tank, noted that control over these rivers in the Tibetan Plateau effectively gives China a chokehold on India's economy. Shortly after China announced its plans for the Yarlung Tsangpo Dam project in 2020, a senior Indian government official told Reuters that India's government was exploring the development of a large hydropower dam and reservoir to mitigate the adverse impact of the Chinese dam projects. China's foreign ministry has previously responded to India's concerns around the proposed dam, saying in 2020 that China has a legitimate right to dam the river and has considered downstream impacts. China has constructed multiple hydropower stations along the course of the Yalong-Tsangpo over the past decade, in a bid to harness the river's power as a source of renewable energy. Flowing through the deepest canyon on Earth, one section of the river falls 2,000 meters, within a short span of just 50 kilometers, offering huge potential for generating hydropower. The river's dramatic topography, however, also poses major engineering challenges, and this latest dam is by far China's largest and most ambitious to date. The site of the development is located along an earthquake-prone tectonic plate boundary. Chinese researchers have also previously flagged concerns that such extensive excavation and construction in the steep and narrow gorge would increase the frequency of landslides. Earthquake-induced landslides and mudrock flows are often uncontrollable and will also pose a huge threat to the project, a senior engineer from Sichuan Provincial Geological Bureau said in 2022. The project could cost as much as $1 trillion, $127 billion, £109.3 billion, according to estimates by the Chongyi Water Resources Bureau.